Will Major League Baseball ever witness another Hammerin Hank? In short, the answer is no. Hank Aaron was truly one of a kind. Allow us to refresh your memory about this legend we all came to know as the Hammer. Of course, every true baseball fan knows Hank Aaron, the powerful slugger who put together 23 seasons of uninterrupted greatness from 1954 to 1976. He wasn't just a player, he was perhaps the greatest player of all time and a legend off the field as well. As proof of his exceptional talent and career, Hank held the game's power-hitting records in an iron grip at the time of his retirement. Plus, he was the player who finally broke Babe Ruth's career home run record, a feat that stood unchallenged for 33 years until Barry Bonds took another swing at it in 2007. No doubt, Aaron's story is an exceptional one, filled with many intrigues and uncommon achievements. Growing up in Mobile, Alabama, Aaron had a childhood in a financially strapped family with 7 siblings. But this young and determined boy improvised his way into the baseball world, turning bottle caps into makeshift balls and crafting his bats from street-found materials. In the grip of poverty, he honed his skills, channeling the spirit of his idol, baseball legend Jackie Robinson. Despite the odds stacked against him, his talent shone bright. And even as he batted cross-handed, being a right-handed hitter with his left hand above, the power within him was undeniable. So at just 15, he took his first swing at the big leagues with a tryout for the Brooklyn Dodgers in 1949. Aaron would soon return to school, finishing his education at the Josephine Allen Institute, and his baseball journey continued in the Negro Leagues with the Pritchard Athletics and the Mobile Black Bears, where he earned a modest $3 per game. And then, the big guns came calling. In 1951, baseball scout Ed Scott inked a deal that would change the course of history, signing Aaron to the Indianapolis Clowns of the Negro American League. While here, the 6-foot, 180-pound Aaron played shortstop and earned $200 per month, showcasing his skills in catching the attention of major league teams. The Braves would soon swoop in, purchasing Aaron's contract for $10,000, a sum that would prove to be a considerable bargain. After signing with the Braves in 1952, he shed his cross-handed batting style and embraced the standard technique. Moving on to the spring of 1954, Aaron's destiny collided with the Milwaukee Braves Major League Club during spring training. It so happened that an ankle injury for Bobby Thompson, who was the Milwaukee Braves left fielder, opened the door for Aaron's spring training debut, which would go on to be marked by a home run that signaled his arrival in the big leagues. And despite being on the farm club roster, manager Charlie Grimm couldn't deny the talent. In Aaron's debut on April 13th against the Cincinnati Reds, he went hitless, but his resilience shone through, and 2 days later, he collected his first major league hit. It was a double off Cardinals pitcher Vic Raschi. And that's not all, because his first home run also followed on April 23rd, marking the first home run in his long march to Babe Ruth's record. In his rookie season, Aaron batted .280 with 13 homers, showcasing his undeniable prowess, and it was all before a fractured ankle sidelined him on September 5th. At this point, he changed his number to 44, a move that would become synonymous with his legendary status. Nicknamed Hank by the Braves' PR director to convey accessibility, Aaron's quiet demeanor contrasted with his powerful swing, and soon enough, the name Hank gained popularity, coexisting in the media alongside nicknames like Hammerin Hank from his teammates and Bad Henry from opposing pitchers. In any case, the year 1955 marked the arrival of Hank Aaron as a baseball powerhouse, with a batting average of .314, 27 home runs, and 106 RBIs. His stellar performance that year earned him a spot on the NL All-Star roster, kicking off a record-setting spree of 21 All-Star selections and 25 All-Star game appearances. The following year in 1956, Aaron continued to dominate the league, hitting .328 and securing the first of 2 NL batting titles. The Sporting News even named him NL Player of the Year, signaling his growing stature in baseball. And by 1957, we would witness Aaron's pinnacle as he clinched his only NL MVP award, finishing third in the Triple Crown chase. A memorable moment came on September 23, 1957, when his walk-off home run against the St. Louis Cardinals not only clinched the pennant for the Braves, but also made history as the only pennant-clinching walk-off home run in a non-playoff regular season game. In the World Series that followed, the Braves triumphed against the New York Yankees, who were the defending champions, with Aaron contributing a stellar .393 batting average, 3 homers, and 7 RBIs. Plus, despite personal challenges with the loss of one of his twins in December, he carried this momentum into 1958, hitting .326 with 30 home runs and 95 RBIs, and leading the Braves to another pennant. However, they fell short in a 7-game World Series against the Yankees. Aaron's prowess continued to shine in the subsequent years, such that in 1960, 1963, he narrowly missed the Triple Crown, leading the league with 44 home runs and 130 RBIs. But in a remarkable feat, he became the third player to achieve 30 home runs and 30 steals in a season, continuing to stack up career accolades. Even the Braves' move to Atlanta in 1966 didn't dim his brilliance. On July 14, 1968, Aaron became the 8th player ever to reach the monumental 500 career home run mark, a feat accomplished against Mike McCormick of the San Francisco Giants. Notably, this achievement occurred exactly 1 year after former Braves teammate Eddie Matthews had marked his 500th home run too. However, Aaron didn't just stop there, as he continued his ascent, surpassing Mickey Mantle's home run total with his 537th blast on July 31, 1969. This propelled him to 3rd place on the career home run list, trailing only Willie Mays and Babe Ruth. However, despite his remarkable performance that year, he finished 3rd in the MVP voting at the end of the 1969 season. The year 1970 witnessed 2 more historic moments from Aaron, because it was this year that he notched his 3,000th hit against the Cincinnati Reds, the same team he faced in his first major league game. Astonishingly, this game also marked a convergence of beginnings and milestones for the baseball legend, because he also set a record for the most seasons with 30 or more home runs in the National League. On April 27, 1971, Aaron launched his 600th career home run, making him the 3rd major league player to achieve this milestone. He followed it up by hitting his 40th home run of the season on August 10th, establishing a National League record with 7 seasons of 40 or more home runs. Now, to prove his longevity in the game, he went on to hit a career-high 47 home runs at the age of 37. He also finished 3rd in the MVP voting for the 6th time that year. The strike-shortened 1972 season saw the Hammer tie and then surpass Willie Mays for 2nd place on the career home run list. But he didn't end there, as he also drove in his 2,000th run and hit a home run in the first All-Star game played in Atlanta. And if you're thinking that's already enough achievement for this legend, then you need to think again. As the season drew to a close, he broke Stan Musial's major league record for total bases, concluding the year with 673 career home runs. As Hank Aaron neared Babe Ruth's revered record of 714 career home runs, the baseball world buzzed with anticipation. However, Aaron himself downplayed the pursuit, maintaining a modest demeanor as he approached the historic milestone. But then, while he stayed focused on the game, thousands of letters, including hate mail, flooded in every week during the summer of 1973. By the 1973 season, Aaron was 39 years old, but he went on to display remarkable prowess on the diamond, hitting 40 home runs in 392 at-bats. Plus, as the season drew to a close, he found himself just 1 home run shy of Babe Ruth's record, sparking excitement across the nation. Sadly though, there was still a faction of people who didn't want him to break the record because he was black. So with 1 day left in the season, fans anticipated that he would tie the record. However, in the final game against the Houston Astros, managed by Leo DeRocher, who once roomed with Babe Ruth, Aaron fell short of the mark. The disappointment on the field was quite obvious. Aaron would soon become the target of death threats and a barrage of hate mail during the 1973-1974 offseason from individuals unwilling to witness him break Ruth's revered home run record. Even those people who were providing positive press coverage for the Hammer, including journalists, faced threats and racial slurs. For example, Louis Grizzard, the executive sports editor of the Atlanta Journal, received numerous calls branding journalists as N-word lovers for covering Aaron's pursuit of Ruth's record. So fearing for Aaron's safety, Grizzard quietly prepared an obituary message, acknowledging the ominous atmosphere surrounding the historic event. Thankfully, Aaron remained safe, and on April 8, 1974, in front of a crowd of 53,775, Aaron hit his 715th homer off Al Downing of the Los Angeles Dodgers. Aaron received a standing ovation, and several fans ran onto the field and jogged alongside Aaron as he completed his trot around the bases. Aaron would go on to finish with a record 755 home runs and retired at the end of the 1976 season. By December 1980, Aaron assumed the role of senior vice president and assistant to the Braves president. Plus, beyond the diamond, he played pivotal roles in community relations for Turner Broadcasting System and served as the vice president of business development for the airport network. His influence extended even further when on January 21, 2007, Major League Baseball announced the sale of the Atlanta Braves. In this announcement, Baseball Commissioner Bud Selig revealed Aaron's significant involvement in the management of the Braves, shaping programs to encourage minority participation in baseball. Notably, Aaron also founded the Hank Aaron Rookie League program as part of these initiatives. On August 1, 1982, this absolute legend of the game took his well-deserved place in the Baseball Hall of Fame, garnering an impressive 97.8% of the ballots. No doubt, his induction marked a historic moment in the annals of baseball lore. At the time, he had one of the highest votes ever recorded, second only to Ty Cobb in the inaugural 1936 Hall of Fame election. Indeed, Hank Aaron's story is one that tells us so much about a man who faced all life could throw at him and came out strong. He was a man who didn't let anything stand in his way of greatness, showing the world that anyone could be great no matter where they came from. No doubt about it, there will never be another Hank Aaron.